guys. Today is actually our last lesson in 6th grade math, so it's kind of crazy. We're going to finish up chapter 10, which is box and whisker plots, but this is it, alright? So you won't have to watch another video of us teaching for the rest of the school year, which is pretty crazy, okay? But I want to say awesome job to, if you were faithful in watching the videos day after day, thank you so much for doing that. I hope you found them helpful. And I hope to see you guys all in a Google Meet soon. Alright, but for today, box and whisker plots, okay, it's another way to represent data. So the nice thing is, this lesson actually goes right with IQR, or interquartile range. I did a video on that maybe like 2 weeks ago at this point, okay? But the box and whisker plots, you kind of use the information from IQR to create a visual for this, okay? So basically, you still deal with a data set. Okay, so here's my data set. This is hours spent online. So I have all of my numbers, and if you notice, they're not in order, okay? Pretty much every time we deal with statistics, right, whether it's finding mean, median, and mode, or doing a histogram or a dot plot, stem and leaf, you're going to want to order your data. Step number 1, order your data. Just do it all the time. Anytime you're given a data set in statistics, put it in least to greatest, okay? So step number 1, all right, I know I have my zeros, and then I have 1, 2, 3 ones, I have 2 twos, and 2 threes, a 4, and a 6. All right, now I'm going to count my data pieces and make sure I have the same amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Always double check, because just forgetting one number would seriously make some issues, okay? So step number 1, order your data. Again, just like in any other thing we've done, whether before, histograms, on all that stuff. Step number 2, you are going to draw a number line. So we actually, when you do a box and whisker plot, you are drawing them on number lines. So you're going to put your number line in. Actually, I'm going to lower that down. Okay, so I'm going to make that a little bit lower, but you are going to include the number line right about here. Now, what you're going to want to do is you want to start and end your number line with your least and your greatest value. Those are kind of like your anchors. So my least value is 0. My greatest value is 6. So that's my beginning and my end of my number line. So you want to kind of make sure you include those. And then you can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I'll draw my lines. All right, but again, your least value, your greatest value, these can be your anchor points on your number line. All right, step 3, you're going to find and plot the median, quartile 1, and quartile 3. So this is where the IQR comes into play. Okay, so if you remember when we had to find IQR, we had to go ahead and find the median. We would find the first quartile, and then we'd get another median. And then we would find the third quartile and get another median, right? And in IQR, we would subtract Q3 and Q2. We're not going to go as far today. All we need to do is find Q1, Q3, and the median, okay? So again, if you forget median, once your data is ordered, median is like the middle of the road, your middle of your data. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out on both sides until I reach my center piece, okay, and here we have it, 2. All right, that is my median. That's the middle of my data. All right, and now remember, this is now the first quartile, and there is my third quartile. And in the IQR lesson, right, we now have to find the median of this piece and then the median of this piece. Your median is splitting up your data into 2 sides. So I'm going to go ahead, cross out. I always change the direction of the line. And here is my Q1, or the median of the quartile 1. And now change directions over here. And my Q3 or quartile 3 is 3. Okay, and again, if this part was a little bit confusing to you, I want you to go back to maybe like 2 weeks ago and watch the IQR video that I posted. Okay, because this is the same process. So I went a little bit quick today because again, I have a video on this entire process. But this is your median, the center of your data, right? Also called Q2. Q1 is the median of the first section, and Q3 is the median of the third section. So again, step 3, find and plot your median Q1, Q3. So let's go ahead. I have my median is at 2. So what you're going to do is draw a dot above your number, not on the number line. You're going to come above it. All right, so that's my median. And then I'm going to find Q1. That is 1. So I'm going to draw another dot at 1. And I'm going to draw a dot at Q3, which is actually 3. Okay, so again, Q1 is 1, Q2 is 2, and Q3 is 3. So I have dots above your number line. Then you're going to notice I have the red word box. All right, again, we're making a box and whisker plot. So your Q1, Q2, and Q3 actually are creating your box. So what you're going to do, your Q1 and Q3 are going to be the sides of the box, like this. Okay, like you're drawing a little rectangle. So your Q1 again and Q3, those are your sides, and you're kind of boxing around that median. And then through the median, you're actually going to draw a line down. So again, you're kind of creating a rectangle using Q1, Q2, and Q3. That is the box piece in your box and whisker plot. All right? Then the last piece, this is super simple. You're going to plot the least and greatest values. So again, I'm looking at my whole data set. My lowest value is 0, right, where I started my number line. So I'm going to plot on 0. And my greatest value is 6. So I'm going to plot on 6. Okay? And if you notice, this says whiskers in red. Okay? So your least and greatest values are what create the whisker in the plot. Meaning you're just going to draw a line from your Q3 to the greatest value. And from Q1 to the least value. Okay? And this is your box and whisker plot. All right? So again, this is a nice way to visualize your data. You sometimes may be asked to read a box and whisker plot, so you would be able to say, without even being given a data set, if you just saw this box and I asked you where your median was, all you would do is your eyes would go to the box and look for that dropped line in the center of your box. Okay? So in this case, again, if I didn't see the data set and you were just given this, I would know this represents my median, which would fall at 2. All right, if they asked you what is the greatest value in your data set and you were only given the box and whisker, you would know that that's at the end of your whisker. Okay, same thing if they asked for Q1 and Q3, that is going to be on either sides of the box. So you would be able to read and give those pieces of data. I'm going to post at least 2 like vocab slides or pictures underneath of this video. So I want you to make sure you open those up and view them, take notes on them. All right, I kind of highlight some important keywords and also just kind of show you like a picture a little bit clearer of how to write a box and whisker plot, and I kind of go over the steps. Just one thing to note, that's called a 5-number summary, are the 5 pieces that are important. So again, I have my least value, my Q1, Q2, Q3, and my greatest value. 5 pieces of data that are super important in making a box and whisker plot. So again, I go over this in a screenshot that I attached, so I want you to look at that. And then the second screenshot that you are going to find deals with yesterday's lesson from Mrs. Monick with the shapes of distribution. All right, so if you remember yesterday with our histograms, some were skewed left or skewed right, or they were symmetric. Okay, same goes for box and whisker plots. And again, I will show you in the screenshot, but you are going to be able to identify if the data or the plot is skewed left, meaning the information is really heavy on the right side, if it's symmetric, okay, or if it is skewed to the right. All right, so that is it for box and whisker plots. I do just strongly encourage you to look at the screenshots again that I attached, because there is a second piece to this lesson I want you to look at through the pictures. All right, but again, this is our last lesson of 6th grade math. So you guys did it. You did awesome. We are so proud of you and thankful for you, and hope to kind of catch up on a Google Meet.